I still get hung up on the leap from self-ownership to property ownership. I'm not sure the logic holds that because I own my heart, my penis, and my actions, thus must follow that I can own land, trees, and oxygen. Can you waltz me through it one more time, please?
All
Hello,
right. I'm sorry,
Stefan.
what's your name again?
Mike.
Oh, Mike,
Also
right.
Mike.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't mean you. I meant the guy in the room. Okay. Um, so have you heard my argument?
I believe so. Yeah, I read through UPB, and the feeling I got from that was self-ownership. I get it. It totally makes sense. I don't have qualms. I believe I own, myself. And then out
You
from
know
there,
you've
I
already
also believe
answered the
that
question, right?
I no.
No,
Like,
seriously. Like, I mean, we can make this as long as you want, but you've already answered the question. And do you know what my trick question was at the beginning? Ooh, I'm such a sneaky debater. Do you know? And it's not a debate necessarily, but do you know what I asked at the beginning? I
I
asked,
don't know. You asked where I
have
stood.
I, no,
Go ahead.
I asked, have you heard my argument?
Yes, you did. So that and I
Why
agree
is
with
that
that.
so
I
sneaky?
think it gives you well, it gives you ownership certainly to your action. So beyond
No, no, no. I
yourself,
didn't say,
you own
have
your
you heard
words.
my action? No, no. I didn't say, did you hear the sound of me typing UPB or typing my argument? I asked, have you heard my argument? So there's something in the world that I created that is now detached from me that you recognized as mine.
Yes, correct.
So how is that possible?
That is possible because I would agree that it's your words, so it's your idea, right? So you own those things, and you own that thought,
Well,
and
own, I don't know, but I am responsible for them. They are an effect of my body, right?
yeah, correct. So, but I guess I get hung up then when there's something like land, like land exists outside of me, right? It was there before I was. So I don't understand
Yeah,
how
but you
I
care about it.
can.
No, who cares about the land, right? No, seriously. I mean, okay, I own 1/3 of the moon. So what, right? Nobody cares about the land, right? If I build a house on the land, do we understand that the house was not there before me, right?
Yeah, yeah,
If
but
I build a
I
fence
mean,
around the land, no, listen, listen. If I like, how much would you pay for a piece of land in a location I would not divulge to you?
probably nothing.
Well, if not, please tell me and we'll make a deal, right? Because I actually never have to provide you anything if I won't even tell you where the land is, right?
Yeah,
It's a coupon to a restaurant at the end of the universe. Um,
I think they give you land in
so,
Belize. I was just down there. All
all
you have to
right,
do is say, "I'll do
okay,
something to this land," and they'll give you land, which is kind of interesting.
but you still have to know where it is, and you have to go. And I assume that if you don't do anything with it after a while, it reverts back to unowned or whatever, right? Or government.
Yes, correct, correct. So it's because that I acted on land, is kind of what you're arguing then, because I did something to the land that then makes it mine, or no?
Land, land that you cannot visit or act upon has no economic value, right?
Yes,
If you
yeah,
can't
for sure.
sell it, you can't visit it, you can't act upon it, it has no economic value. So land in and of itself has no economic value. Now, land that you can go and visit, maybe you just like looking at the land, right? Well, there's
It's beautiful.
economic
Yeah.
value in a view, right? Which is why penthouse apartments with a good view are worth more than lower level apartments, and why in a hotel, the exact same room facing the ocean is more expensive than the one facing the parking lot, right? So views have economic value. So even if you can't own something, sorry, even if you can't build something on it or don't want to, you could find economic value in buying stuff to look at. There were, before the government got involved, there were private parks. People bought up huge amounts of land and just built paths through it, and maybe would charge people to go hike on that. I mean, that's just walking on stuff, right? You can't even, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints. The whole point was to not disturb nature. And so land has no value in and of itself. Land that you can look at, land that you can build on, land that you can develop, land that you can whatever, right? That land you can build a pipeline over, I don't know, right? Land that you do something with. Now, whatever you do with that land, that is yours. And so it's really important when you look at land ownership. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so that makes sense to me, but is that all that philosophy is answering then? Like whether or not we can own it? I guess when it comes down to it, it's like, how is that ownership determined? Like, is all UPB saying that it is ownable? I guess the question is, if two people approach this land, like how does that work out in the practical world?
Well, I don't know. Have you ever been to a tail? Hang on. Have you ever been to a tailgate party at a football stadium?
I have in the past. I try to avoid sporting events, but yes.
No, I get it. But you know that they don't just like park their cars on top of each other, right?
Yes, of course not.
Right. So, or when I was in Amsterdam, there was a street fair with you could like set up your stall and stuff. I didn't know what the hell was going on because people had put a bunch of tape around various places on the ground. And the tape was, well, if you've taped it off, it's yours. And then you got to come and use it. And maybe people put their name on it or whatever, right? So, tailgate parties, and Jeff Tucker's got a great chapter on this in one of his books. It's a Jetsons World. That stuff all works. You see kids trading their candy after going out Halloween to get the candy they want, right? It all works fine. People have no particular problems with property. You go to the beach and some people have put their towels down on the public beach chairs, right? And people just respect it. They just, most part, very few people, I throw this in the ocean, right? I mean, a few idiots, maybe one in a million people.
All over the towels. Yeah.
Yeah, but property's not hugely complicated to, usually there's just hey, I did something here to mark that I'm going to use this, right? And then people are like, okay, well, I'm not going to use that, so I'll go, right? So go next door, right? Now, there will occasionally be conflicts, but, that's not that big a deal. Most of property works out. I mean, have you ever had a property dispute with someone?
I don't know. Maybe when I was a kid in the playground. It's probably been a while, though. Or with the city of Austin, actually. A little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess that's all state stuff, and it kind of convolutes it.
Or city, right? No, but I mean, have you
right.
ever had
totally
personally? But what I'm asking is, are we trying to solve for a very rare problem? Right. So what I'm asking is, have you ever had a conflict over property with another adult human being who wasn't involved with the state?
I guess not.
So is it really that big a problem?
When I put it that way, it seems silly that I asked the question. Yeah.